Hey, baby dolls, promise me one thing. You'll always keep your fluffy slippers on. Look how nice and fluffy they are. I'm wearing them right now. Now, of course, we're going to go through juicy news today. What's going on in the land of pump and dumps? We're doing some pumping into doing pump, dump. What's happening? Look, what I hope happens, we've been continuing to watch this every day, is we hope there is one final gasp of euphoria right into that $48,000 zone. Now, no guarantees, because there's a bit of an issue. The issue is everybody knows about it. I'm starting to see all over Twitter, all over the YouTubes, people are talking about this $48,000 zone. Why? And it's because people have now figured out what they're doing is, friends, that people have gone and they've now seen, oh my gosh, the people who said this was going to happen, how did they actually get this price zone? Luckily for you, you got a friend like me who did it a long time ago. You draw a fib from the top to the bottom. You get the fib extension tool up here. You draw a fib from the top and the bottom, and then here you go. The exact 61% zone price is about 48K, and you can actually just stretch it out just so you can see how close the lines are when we go right here. So we are around the 50% zone. So look, I've seen this so many times, these retracements. You got to be really careful because I've seen parts on the chart. It only taps 50%, bank. For example, ETH BTC did that in the previous bull market from the very, very high of ETH BTC back in 2017 back to the low, only tapped it. Actually, I want to show it for you right now just so you can see an example of how these things aren't necessarily guaranteed to happen and you're going to have to front run the crowd, okay? Because none of these are perfect. So if you can draw it right now, I'm going to draw it here from the ETH BTC, the top to the very, very bottom. Look at that, literally the 50% zone, friends, and look when it taps it. Tapped it December 2021, right here. And then it came back down. So this is really important because you never really know, do you? It's a game of probabilities. All you know is each resistance zone and all these retracements, they become more dangerous as you travel up. And of course, like if you want to be waiting for the 702 retracement, which is a 70% one, you might never get that, right? So for Bitcoin, that'd be like, 55,000-ish or whatever it is. And a lot of people, they could be exiting right now because we've hit the 50% zone. And that's the unfortunate part. You never really truly know at all. All you can do is guess, and then you hope that there's a retracement. Now, if you're curious, what about the stock market? Well, in the stock market, the zombie virus? If you go to the zombie virus from the high to the, not to the very bottom, but the first mid-crash, it only comes back to the 50%, and then it continues to sink down. So just to let you know, the 50% is basically, it's like, hey, you got to take something out just in case. Just in case there's like a super mega crash below that. But, obviously I get asked every day, okay, a lot of my altcoins are nowhere near their retracements. What do we do? Well, friends, you can't really do much because you can't do anything at all. You just got to be like praying and coping. One example I can show you is Paid here. So Paid, friends, yes. So Paid, please don't touch Paid. Paid is a launch pad. I'm doing launch pads for next year for the whole bull market just because I remember how beneficial it was to do ICOs and IDOs back in the previous bull market before the bull run started. So before Bitcoin broke the all-time high, you had to already be in when no one was talking about it. And so now everybody, unfortunately, there's a lot of people here and we're moving into deeper parts of the cycle. So people know about this now. So it's not going to be as free money as it was back then, okay? Now, what I wanted to show you was this retracement. So if you put, like, for example, Paid on a weekly chart, look at this, friend. So the 61% is $3.60, but it had so much inflation. All you had to do is you had to actually put the fib all the way to the very, very, very bottom. And when these things go down this distance, you don't really, you don't go up to the top, friends. It's just too much free money if you did. Look at this, you get like a 200x, not happening because the thing went down 99.5% or whatever it was. So what I've seen in the past, this is just after looking through, hundreds of charts. Things hit the 23. If you're going down basically to zero, they usually come up for one more breath of air around here. So that might be the bull market target for Paid. I don't really know. $1.40. You'll be waiting for around there. Hopefully it's higher. You never really know. That's why I always, when you watch these, friends, there's always like a hope. That's why I always hope, like, hey, I hope that we go and touch that in the next 3 months and then I'll get out. In my experience, it never happens. Ever. This hope part, remember I told you, it's always hope and disbelief. I've reminded you, please keep your back straight. And two, make sure your elbows are very, very, very pointy because this hope and disbelief, it's true. It just rinses you over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, you know what you're playing for. You know, if Bitcoin is through the all-time high, now we're in the danger zone. If it's not, it is what it is. Yeah, that's why, friends, I like that condition. Bitcoin above the all-time high zone is danger. Why? Because no matter what happens, if we get scammed or not, doesn't really matter. But as soon as Bitcoin crosses the 69K, right, I'm going to show you now. As soon as Bitcoin crosses 69K, we got to be alert. Go, hey, are you euphoric? Where are you stopping? You know, friends, you know, it might even be like this, okay? I don't think it's just going to go up, down, it's over. It might go up here, okay? It might go up to 69, 80K, and it might just do this, okay? Literally might just do this for like 6 months. See that? 6 months. And everyone's like, man, we've been around here for like 6 months. There might literally just be euphoria and altcoin mania, you know, from anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And then everyone thinks the leg is up. It might even just fake out before it goes back down. Okay, so you just got to be ready for any type of scenario. So that's why, in my opinion, when bull traps form, they're not traps if you pay attention. They're traps if you let yourself get emotionally involved. Okay, because I've seen in these traps, hindsight people, if you go back and look, you might say, okay, yeah, look, everybody got emotionally caught up. But if you followed a strategy, you know, maybe you have the weekly super trend, or maybe you just had a condition. You're like, look, man, when Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, it shouldn't come back under it much. All right, it shouldn't. It only did it, I think, once, which was in 2017, which is a China ban. Actually, which is very interesting. We should go, friends, together. We actually look at that part, because, you know, this is what I'm thinking about. You can't be thinking about these games today. The money to be made for today, it's like buying Solana and Avalanche, these things in the bear market. It's done now. It's done, okay? So let's continue back. I just want to show you that period when Bitcoin broke the all-time high in the past. It was right here. You see this? It faked out, but look at this. This is scary, friends. It faked out and it dropped 30%. See that part? This is a scary part. Now, I believe there was a China ban here or something. I forgot what it was, but this is going to be weird, right? Because what's everybody going to say for our one? So if Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin gets to 80K, I'm going to show you now. Let's say Bitcoin actually gets to 80K in the future, and then up at the top somewhere, hits 80 or 85K, and then it actually drops 33%, which is what it did before. Now it's back down to 57K, okay? Here. What are people going to say, friends? Let's say it actually does something like this. What are people going to say here? They're going to say, don't worry, because back in 2017, it did the same thing. They're going to say, well, we broke the all-time high and then we dropped 30%. Okay, but there's a special condition here. Can you guess what it is? It's a stock market. The stock market was at the time screaming through new highs. So this was the date of February 2017. And I've got the stock market here for you so we can have a look. Look at this, okay? Look at this, friends. So this is stock market screaming through new highs. Look at this, February 2017. Look at that. I mean, it's so clear. This is where we are. Okay, so this was that high. This is all you see in stock. So actually, let's have a look at this. So this is what it would look like that whole time. You see that? This is really important to know, friends. You see, this is February 2017 up here. Okay, right there. Look at that. It's just, oh, we cleared. Whoa, stock market's really high. You see that part? This euphoria part. If we don't get that, we're going to have to be super careful. Because, friends, I'll tell you, every single mainstream influencer, I'm literally 2 steps ahead of the game. 10. I know what they're going to be saying. They're going to go back to that 2017 chart, and they're going to say, don't worry, we dropped 30% before. We're going to go back through the all-time high again. But they're not going to talk about the stock market, are they? Because it's possible. Remember, they're cutting rates next year, friends. They're cutting rates in a few months. We know eventually things turn. Eventually. The average drawdown for the S&P 500 is minus 27%. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. Like, you got to think, okay, by that point, if let's say the stock market's actually here and it's just bull trapping everybody, right? And then they actually cut rates here. 27% down on average. That's the average drawdown of the S&P 500. Now, it doesn't go down like this, right? It might go like this. It might just go like here. You see this, friends? See this part here? This is not stock market like this. So what I've drawn is I've drawn basically 2 scenarios, okay? I've drawn, like, let's say 2 scenarios here where if we are on top, okay, sweet. We're in the clear. That's all we've got to be doing. Isn't it beautiful? I can actually put this condition here. That's why this is such, it really is juicy strategy information for you. We're basically going to look at the stock market. We're going to look at the S&P 500. And we're going to go, all right, when Bitcoin is 80,000 or 70,000, okay, when it breaks its all-time high, if stocks are near 5,000 or above, we're in the clear, okay? We're in the clear if it's up around here, okay? And if it's not, if we've been doing this for stocks, okay, because you don't know what comes next for stocks, friends. If stocks are like low and like struggling somewhere, well, it's a completely different story then, isn't it? So isn't it beautiful we're able to put these pieces of the puzzle together? Now, friends, Gary Gensler, the semen demon himself, I don't know why. This guy gets destroyed on Twitter. So whenever you see Twitter posts, friends, look at the comment to the love-heart ratio. And if there's a lot of comments and not enough love hearts, that means they got ratio. That means a lot of people basically like dunking on them. It's like an internet dunk, like, woo, okay? By the way, we're going to play some angel music now because Gary Gensler, the semen demon, is on a mission to chug all the world's semen. And he's not stopping for anybody. He keeps embarrassing himself. It's not really, see, friends, some people think, oh, you're embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, man. There are under the deal tables, okay? They didn't even have to do the hot candle wax on his nipples. He literally begged them for it. He goes, hey, Golden Slugs, JP Mosquito, I know you are the shadow wing also from the US Fed, just like we are. I want a position power in US government. And they go, yes, yes, young little bold semen guzzler, of course, we'll make it happen. But you have to follow our instructions. And so they don't give him direct money, but they talk to him behind the scenes. His job is to kill crypto. That's it. His job is 100% to kill crypto. Not, how didn't you get it? Why didn't you get it? It's so obvious, man. The dude was teaching at MIT about Bitcoin. Okay? So what's going on? I mean, look at his post. He's such a scum. Suspecting some shady business in the financial world? Let us know. And it's funny, all the comments. So shout out to Ran, who is a friend of the channel. I think Ran accidentally clicked the unfollow because, you know, Ran is just, he's not used to this level of just friendship, right, friends? This level of truth, value, and friendship that we have here. Okay, so look at this. Ran says, I've been suspecting that for a while. I reported it to the following. Nancy Pelosi for front-running, Elizabeth Warren and Semen Demon for taking funds from the bank. So Gary Gensler, yes, Gary Gensler, they all take funds, friends. They all take funds. There's background deals. It's all part of one little fest. And me and you aren't involved, okay? Also, the Bidens for receiving bribes, okay? So all these people just coming in to dunk on them because we know, okay? Basically, the cat's out of their bag, okay? Mr. Pigeon comes in. This is the cold. Mr. Pigeon, yes. ChainLink Labs. So just to let you know, we've been following Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon, he capitulated on his ChainLink. He made like a series of like 18 FUD posts over and over again. You know how it ends, friends. When someone does that, it means, let's let you know, okay? When someone's writing a lot, all right? By the way, when he started doing it, I knew, I go, oh, wow, ChainLink's probably going higher. Before he even capitulated. Why? Because a part of your brain and your mind, when it comes to markets, it goes, well, I'm thinking of click and sell. I'm really thinking of doing it. You know, I've been talking to people about it. Like, just do it. And so before they do it, they write this whole essay. They go, here are the like 15, not joking, 15 reasons why I'm getting out. And my brain is telling me it's a logical decision. You know, the inflation, and then you're taking delays, and then surge, and all these that put this stuff, right? And as soon as I started reading, I go, you know what? If I was a mid-curver, I'd believe all that. And here's the thing, Mr. Pigeon, if you're listening, everything he said is true, friends. Everything Mr. Pigeon said is true. None of the FUD, it's not a real FUD. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is. But here's the thing, man. You made 4,500x on Ethereum when all it had was Dentist Coin and absolute trash scams. By the way, they didn't even have Dentist Coin. They have their own real chain, which does more volume or similar volume to Binance, Bitcoin sidechain, by the way. So you're just launching scams and scams, no products at all, no stable coins, no DEXs, no gaming, no metaverse, no NFTs, no nothing, okay? Well, this is real NFTs, but not real ones, okay? So all of these things didn't exist on Ethereum, and you made the most return there, okay? So yeah, ChainLink, it doesn't power everything yet. But the rails are there too, okay? So by the time they do it, it's game over. Right? That's why we're having a joke and a laugh here. Just to let you know, friends, the game, it doesn't work like that. That's why, now you know why. The best time to buy stuff is when they're scams. But you can't just go hunting for scams because then you just buy too many things. So that's why you got to figure out stuff. This thing kind of, the price says it's a scam, but the thing isn't a scam. So that's where it's up to you to decide where you want to allocate. Also, please, I want to remind you, avoid MEXC, MEXC. Okay, so my friend Glimmery Coin as well, he's probably had like, I don't know, like 100 grand stolen from him. These centralized exchanges, friends. So my friend Glimmery, He's right here. So Mr. Glimmery has been posting about MEXC. So basically, he because he trades on a very aggressive, he's got a lot of bots and stuff running there. So he's basically just said, you aren't trading with the market on MEXC. It's a bucket shop. So their bots, they're not linking to Binance and Coinbase, and it's not real or linked, liquidity bonded, right? You're trading with their own in-house algorithm, which means, friends, they're rigging the system. That's CFD's bucket shop. That has, like, actually, even if you're good, you still get destroyed on them because the spreads are trash, everything's trash. They're giving fake prices. And when you start winning, they just destroy your account. They just delete your account. They take your money. And it's sad. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? There's no jurisdiction. That's why we made crypto in the first place, by the way. Trading on MEXC is just trading on a centralized casino. Well, we made a decentralized casino, friends. That's why it dexes. But, people want access to leverage and everything else. So there's a user here, unfortunately, Mr. IPOQ. Thank you very much. Hey, IPOQ too. So when it comes to this, look, he's $5,000 of his money got stolen. They just deleted his account and you can't do anything about it. Now here I am to just interject. Owning PulseX is owning the casino, friends. So yes, PulseX is real DeFi, part of Pulse Chain ecosystem. Obviously, this is the fake market cap. The real market cap is only like 300 million non-origin address. And look how, man, it's so cheap. And by the way, yes, I did DCA buy into them. Recently, friends, new bullets. Put it in. Don't care. It's not 2024 yet. Market hasn't reacted to these going upwards. And there's a buy and burn, just to let you know, every single time. Okay, there's two pools, both of the versions of PulseX, you get a buy and burn. So every single time someone trades, it's literally buying PulseX off the casino floor, which is a supermarket shelf. And you can actually go, friends, and have a look at. Look at this. 3.01% burned. This is 618 billion burned. That's 618 billion that never has to get dumped. It's beautiful to see that. But friends, of course, okay, if we go back to the PulseX chart, I've got a weekly super trend. You see this yellow line is tracking at the red maroon line. If you are scared, like maybe you're scared of Richard Hart and the corrupt SEC, you're scared of the judge, and you're just like, oh, I don't like to buy stuff that's down. I know, you don't like to, but I like to. Okay, this is what I hunt. This is what I do. Okay, why? Because I'm thinking 10 years ahead. I'm thinking 5 years ahead. I'm thinking 10 months ahead. I'm thinking about that dude who gets the ruler and he says, oh, if you bought it in the bear market and sold at the top, this with any coin, look how much you made, okay? You never get that. Why? Because you have to wait for confirmation if you wait longer. So if you are one of those people who want to wait longer, look, you would have to wait for a weekly close above here, which is 33 units. Right now, it's only 16 units. And look, the day one sacrifice was 100 units here, friends. Basically, so we are still minus 84% below day one sack. That's crazy, man. So when we're only like 65% below day one sack, the thing will flip green. So this is what might happen. Like, I'm not saying it will happen, but just like if it goes up here and then it comes back down and there you go. Okay, now you have a green flip and the new green line will be down here or much lower. And then basically you get to like, you get to participate in something that's technically in an uptrend on the weekly, which is very hard to fake. Okay, it takes... They're very uncommon to happen. So they can be faked out. They can, because like it could just like reverse the top of the range a few months later, but it's much better than say trying to play this around. Like friends, if we go to a 15-minute, look at this. It's flipping so many times. Look, red, green, red, green. You got no edge in the lower time frames. That's why nice long time frame. You can't mess this up. You get it. And guess what? If you get in green and it still goes down, you've waited so much time. It saves you through so much turmoil. And last thing, right? So my friend Joey, he is a GBTC holder. Okay, so Grayscale Bitcoin, and he's posted this. He goes, "Look, Sommi. By the way, friends, this is my Telegram. Okay, don't go to @yourfriend Sommi on Telegram. That is, I think, some random, like just random third world country dudes that just scamming. It's completely fake. They put some trading thing, random ICO. It's just okay. You just got to be careful. I don't have a public chat yet, but I probably might make one soon. Okay, look at this. As a GBTC holder, I received the following attachment and I am requested to cast my vote for either option. So I recently made a video about Max Kaiser confirming that the Bitcoin spot ETF is actually, as my dark prophecy confirmed, it is a Trojan horse. They don't have all the Bitcoin. It's not cash out, which means you can't redeem for Bitcoin. So it's not an up-only product like we all hoped. And what they're doing is they brought Barry Shilbert into a hot, dark room, and then they turn up the heat even more. They took off his shirt, they got the candles, put the hot candle wax on his nipples, and he squealed. He goes, "Sir, please, I can't take the hot candle wax." So in the midst of that, they also said to Barry, "Hey, we got the files on you from 2022. You're running like a fraudulent accounting, irregularity, Ponzi type of thing. So you better play ball with us." And of course, they have to make a deal, right? Because he doesn't want to liquidate his Bitcoin and doesn't want to go to jail. They threaten him. So what the government does is they go, "Well, if we ever need your Bitcoin, we're going to have it," right? And so you're starting to see these mysteriously fast signatures and stuff required from GBTC as you are right now. So he says, look, Joey says, "It's a very lengthy and legally worded to understand document that he sent. It seems to imply and reinforce your recent prophecy of using GBTC as a slush bucket for BTC units. They specifically ask in this document to vote to set aside more chairs to snip." So effectively, friends, what Max Guys has been saying is the Bitcoin spot ETF is not this up-only black hole that everybody's dreaming of, okay? It's an actual Trojan horse because of Roca Negra. There's only 69,000 Bitcoin in there. And if there's a run, so friend, this is my friend asked me, "Hey, what do you mean if there's a run on Bitcoin, they can use the other Bitcoin?" Take one guess. Well, you can't guess. I'll tell you right now. It's to dump. It's to dump, okay? If there's a run, they have that GBTC, they can give fiat money to the holders and then they can go dump. That's what the government's there for. So this is the truth. The truth is, friends, the government's plan to squash crypto is actually happening. Where in the then they fight your face. That's the ultimate plan. The plan is if Bitcoin's price ever gets too high, they're going to find a way in that GBTC to give people, they're going to print money. They go, "Hey, we're going to give you like, you know what, whatever it is." Let's say Bitcoin's screaming. Let's say Bitcoin one day is 300K. They're like, "Hey, we're going to give you like 300K cash for your thing." And they'll probably tighten regulations so they can't put the money back in. They can't put in more than 10 grand a month. This is what happens in Australia, by the way. Many banks won't even let you deposit more than 10 grand of crypto. So how scummy is that? The government will basically kick you out of the system. So they'll give you 300 grand for your Bitcoin on the way out. You can't put it back in. It's only 10 grand per month. And now the government have all that Bitcoin. And guess what they can do? Exactly. They can smash the crap out of the bids and slow it down and dampen it. Well, at least you got a friend like me who's told you all about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you very soon.